Our CBS coverage of the year 2000 men's NCAA championship continues now. From the Palace at Auburn Hills, about a half-an-hour drive north of downtown Detroit, the second of two regional semifinals games. And this one matches the high-flying UCLA Bruins against the second-seeded Iowa State Cyclones. Earlier tonight, Michigan State overcame a 14-point second-half deficit, scored the last 17 points in the game, and defeated Syracuse going away. They now await the winner of Game 2 Saturday night. Good evening once again, everybody. Vern Lundquist along with Bill Raftery. We welcome you back to the Palace at Auburn Hills. As in Game 1, a much-anticipated point guard matchup in this one, Bill. Jamal Tinsley of Iowa State and Earl Watson of UCLA. Let's talk a little bit about Iowa State.
Well, Iowa State, you think of Marcus Fizer. He jumps right at it. You earn 23 points a game. He runs the floor. He's got wonderful hands. You look at the accolades. He deserves all of them. He may be as good a college basketball player as you will see. But then you counter that with the point matchup. Two outstanding performers who can handle a bit. Will get their players involved. They push it, they break the defense down. You can just see Watson's assist looking for people. Tinsley's ability, Mel shows it, takes it back. It's on a string, a little yo-yo. He's a tease. He draws the D, puts it down, a little suckage, the blow by. He's got some magic in the lane, a little finger roll at the end. But then on occasion, if it's a deep one that's necessary, he'll give it. Once in a while, he'll take it himself. Just solid basketball, and counter that with Earl Watson, who all of a sudden, I think, totally believes in himself. Long passes, a trademark. The people around the rim that can finish are extraordinary. But if you back it up to play the guys around the rim, he can knock it down with a little nylon.
Steve Lavin in his 4th year as a head coach at UCLA, 35 years of age. And his starting lineup has Capono, the freshman, Moiso, Sean Farnham, the only senior on the ball club, Earl Watson, and Billy Knight in the backcourt. Iowa State starting 5. Stevie Johnson and Marcus Fizer, the first-team All-American. A 3-guard offense, Cantrell Horton, Jamal Tinsley, and Michael Nurse at the 2-guard, and 44-year-old Larry Eustace in his 2nd season as the head coach of the Iowa State Cyclones. The officiating crew today, Ted Valentine, Donnie Gray, and Carl Hess, and we are underway from the Palace at Auburn Hills. Stevie Johnson puts it in the hands of Jamal Tinsley.
And UCLA, Vern Lundquist goes zone with minimum principles. Nice little dump down to Fizer, and quickly they attack inside, which you have to do against that matchup.
Billy Knight gets it in the corner for UCLA.
Straight up Minuteman, Iowa State.
Watson guarded by Michael Nurse. Now Moiso, he's got Johnson on him, the 6'4" forward. Long shot from Capono is not there. And Knight knocks it out of bounds. Iowa State ball.
And Vern, Larry Eustace, I'm sure, very unhappy with the closeout on Capono. But right here, the ability to dive to the rim, that matchup, it's vulnerable to dribble penetration and a little inside post-up. The problem, I think, for Fizer will be the length of the inside big people of UCLA.
Now Moiso comes over the front on Fizer. Iowa State works it into the corner for Tinsley, takes the jumper, got it. Boy, that's a good sign for Cyclones.
Sure, I think they can do damage with the dribble. I think UCLA tonight's going to have to play a lot more man-to-man. This club can turn the corner of Iowa State.
Jamal Tinsley in Game 1 of the playoffs had a career-high 26 points. Here's Watson from the corner, drains one.
So, it's so tough of late. And just think, Brian Billy actually started near the end of the year. All of a sudden, the last 6 games on a roll.
Watson, who had a transcendent game in Game 2 with 17 points, 16 assists, no turnovers in 26 points. In 26 minutes, rather. Fizer and Dan Gadzurik gets the rebound. That one's short. The follow by Gadzurik is good.
How about that little rotation by Gadzurik? The block at the one end on Fizer, and the problem, elevating over those inside people and then running the floor. Big Dan.
Tinsley. Cantrell Horton wearing number 4. Now, Michael Nurse, who is a terrific shooter, misfires from 15.
And you can just see the ability to blow by with the one bounce. You get a good look.
Now Watson backs out. Watson on Nurse. Fizer has Gadzurik. There's the bump from Gadzurik. And the pass to Moiso, who goes baseline. Rebound Tinsley. And Jamal Tinsley wants to run. Alley-oop, Michael Nurse.
And that's another factor. The foot speed of all 5, including Pfizer, is incredible. UCLA big guys, they're going to be exhausted. It may force Lavin to play a little bit smaller with just one big guy.
A decided height advantage for UCLA, but Lavin says he can go small and more than adequately.
And the big thing, I think, is the big guys have to run back and see the ball as they go back. That didn't happen the last trip.
Little jump hook, Zurich. Part of this eclectic front line for UCLA. He's from Holland. Moiso, a French citizen who was born in Guadeloupe in the West Indies. And Capono is somewhere from South California. Capono with a new headband today. Up and under.
He's a character, you're right, Artesia. A nice little play there, using the rim to ward off.
Pfizer has 4. Zurich is fouled.
Oh, going the other way.
Offensive foul. And a reminder for those of you expecting the Wisconsin Badgers and LSU will get you out to Albuquerque for the tip at 10:22 Eastern Time. Game 2 there as Purdue and Gene Cady advance.
And you know, I'm looking at Gene, of course, so tough defensively. Ryan Cardinal. I'm looking at the UCLA big guys, Vern. They're bent over early here. That's not a good sign. Moiso and Zurich, a little bit fatigued.
Jerron Rush makes his first appearance. And how he has energized this team since coming off the NCAA dictated suspension on March 4th.
He has blended in nicely, wouldn't you say?
From the corner, Cantrell Horton. Nope. Rebound, Earl Watson. 3-on-3. He's got Capono's right side. Pretty beautiful move. Oh, what a nifty move.
He turned the speed up and he lopes like the beach guy he is, the boogie boarder. But all of a sudden, up a notch and a good look by Watson.
Both teams 4 of 7. Out of bounds off UCLA.
And Vern, we talked the other night about Capone's ability to stretch the D. Gets all the way to the sideline and here pushes the pedal down. Little kiss finish at the end. With the ability to shoot, and you put that in the mix. He's a tough out.
Jason Capono, the 2nd leading scorer as a freshman ever in UCLA history. Ron McLean leads the way in the corner. Pfizer gets the loose ball. And then puts a shoulder down, takes the jumper. Nope. Moiso rebound. 9-8, UCLA leads.
Now this is what's impressive about Iowa State. They're half-court man-to-man. They are aggressive. They deny, they've got good foot speed, and they cover the post pretty well. But here Johnson gambled and paid almost.
Capono fires it to Moiso, who looked almost unsuspecting at the other end. Tinsley, no. Rebound, Jerron Rush. Quick outlet pass. There are not numbers, so he takes it back to Capono for 3. Wow.
He's got a little flair, too, doesn't he?
So does this guy, Jamal Tinsley.
And he gets a little nickel dimer with the hands in as Earl Watson comes back to cover.
Well, not surprisingly, they're playing this as a 94-foot game.
Woo-woo, a little excitement.
Time called.
Hi.
Oh, yeah, hi.
You seem a little slow there.
Well, I was stunned by your beauty. Buy you a Miller Lite, it tastes great.
Sure, but I like it because it's less filling.
Huh? Well, opposites attract. That's a good one. You want to go someplace in town?
Yeah.
Grab a Miller Lite. It's Miller time.
Rookie.
In any business, there can be only one priority. At Morgan Stanley Dean Witter, we have never forgotten ours. Not surprisingly, we measure success a little differently.
$20 saved buying cowboy boots online. $25 overpaid on international shipping. If you're not offering your customers global priority mail from the U.S. Postal Service, they're paying too much. So offer it and keep them coming back. What's your global priority? Fly like an eagle.
Stop assuming that just because you're hugging one of these,
You can't have a car that was made for hugging these. Oldsmobile Alero with the road-hugging active response system. Alero by Oldsmobile.
He has the power to change a young man's fate.
You've made yourself responsible for everything that boy does.
Sometimes knowing the future can be bad news. All new early edition at a special time Saturday.
9-8 Bruins lead. Let's go to Armin Katayan.
Thanks, Vern. Some late word on Earl Watson and an injured left eye. On Monday, he had that laser surgery to correct not one, but 2 tiny tears in that retina of the left eye. Physically, he told me he's fine. Mentally, it's a different story. He said he was concerned about, apprehensive about driving down the lane, possibly re-injuring it. He hasn't driven down the lane yet. We'll see what happens. Back to you.
All right, Armin. What a game he had against Maryland.
Yeah, wrap it up and wrap this guy up too. Nice screen to get Pfizer. Hi, Pfizer. On the inbounds, and then they get blown.
There we go.
He's amazing. And that's the one strike. Gary Williams from Maryland said, we got to stop it. Larry State, we got to stop from Iowa State. You can't get back fast enough.
Michael Nurse gets it to Pfizer, but he's been unstoppable here in the early going.
I just think you can't play him in this low post situation against the matchup. I don't think you get the scrape down and the coverage necessary.
Pfizer, who had that 1-for-8 start the other night against Auburn, is 4 for 6 in the early going here. Loose ball tipped, won't fall. And Jamal Tinsley comes out of it and says, Michael Nurse, get out of the way. Now, crossover dribble, spin move. My goodness, he is something to watch.
Well, we mentioned the other day, his title back at home is the abuser because of what he does to people. With the spin, you get a little dizzy. Bounced into ecstasy.
Jerron Rush, no. Nurse for the rebound.
And a great check out, too, by Johnson.
Michael Nurse dishes to Richard Evans, who's on the floor for Iowa State. And it's off his hands, out of bounds.
And that's got a little too deep for the hot. How about this spin now? The other day I mentioned a little bit like Earl Monroe in his heyday, the ability to dominate in that lane. He just breaks down numbers. I mean, the disadvantage was to him. He had all those blue shirts. Undeterred.
Now let's check the lineup for this very deep UCLA team. Matt Barnes is on, number 23. Gadzurik still there. Jerron Rush, Capono, and Watson.
And they're trying to establish Capono down, and Nurse played a little bit bigger, and they didn't look. Pretty good defensive stop by Nurse.
Jerron Rush. Back to Matt Barnes. Little leaner, short, but a foul called.
May have been Evans on that one.
And another reminder, those of you expecting Wisconsin and LSU, will tip that one off at 10-22. Game 2 from Albuquerque as the Badgers, another Big Ten team, fight LSU out of the SEC.
A little different philosophy. Although LSU can play solid half-court offense, but you know Wisconsin. I read where one of the players said if we run, I'd pop a hamstring. They are patient on that offensive end.
Stevie Johnson back on the floor now for Iowa State, and Jason Capono gets a rest. Mentioned that new headband he's donned for tonight.
And what did he tell you? A little inside secret?
With Sweet 16, the symbolism. There's the follow from Rush.
Well, he's got a guy. He's got commitment, though. He said, I got a little something for you guys tomorrow.
Young is in off the bench. UCLA goes much deeper than does Iowa State.
And quality depth. And right now, let's see what they got. They got the little. They're exchanging people. It's still the matchup.
Tinsley off the tip from Watson. And Larry Eustace is going to go to his bench here in a moment. Here's Tinsley off the glass into the hands of Jerron Rush. Watson kicks it left side to Rush. Those two first met each other in the 6th grade in Kansas City.
And they didn't do that alley-oop. Here's a little small change on the floor, this time by Johnson. But do you remember saying the 6th grade, we made passes like that, but it wasn't until 8th grade that Jerron could finish the way he does now. Electrifying the high wire.
They performed their first alley-oop in the 8th grade with the Kansas City 76ers. 14-14, 12:54 to go. Watson comes back outside. Brandon Hawkins on the floor now for Iowa State.
Doing the cross for Getzurek, and Pfizer does a nice job bodying Dan away from the block. Look at the help by Pfizer, real sharp.
Getzurek to Watson, who's guarded by Nurse. Nice pass inside, good position, Getzurek. But Stevie Johnson comes down with a rebound.
Plays so big and tough. I mean, that football mentality of his.
Tinsley, again.
And he drove his guy right across the lane with the great footwork, drop steps to the middle.
Greg Gumbel in New York will keep track of what's going on between UCLA and Iowa State in Auburn Hills. But those of you awaiting the tip in Albuquerque, New Mexico, Wisconsin versus LSU draws near. We'll take a timeout, and then we'll send you to the pit in Albuquerque. Gus Johnson and Dan Bonner calling the action for you right after this.
Now there's a Chevy Venture with flip and fold seats and a built-in entertainment system.
I knew I should have taken a left turn at Albuquerque.
Introducing the Warner Brothers edition from Chevy Venture, the most versatile minivan ever. Give us a call. Chevy Venture. We'll be there.
Get 0.9% APR on any Chevy Venture model, including the popular Venture LS. See your Chevy dealer today.
A computer that is so last century. Introducing iPac, the first internet device for business. A kinder, simpler device with the Intel Pentium 3 processor that taps into the power of the internet and meets all your business computing needs. The age of simple internet computing has arrived. iPac from Compaq.
Net 1, Pearl 2.
Bingo! Mr. Barkley wins again!
These days, it's never too early to think about retirement. Maybe that's why so many people go to Schwab.com. In a few steps, you can open a Roth, a traditional IRA, or a rollover, invest in a range of funds, and plan for the future. Because retirement,
You got the upper.
comes sooner than you think.
In the spring of each year, I like to put down turf filter with halts. Put a preventative barrier down on the lawn to take care of the crabgrass. They never gets a chance to get started. Scott's works better than anything else there's out there. There is no other brand, in my opinion. Put down turf filter with halts. See any crabgrass here?
If it isn't purple, it isn't Prilosec. Isn't it Prilosec time for you? Ask your doctor about the purple pill they call Prilosec.
From the pit in Albuquerque, New Mexico, it's the West Regional Semifinal, Game 2. It's the Wisconsin Badgers seated 8th and the LSU Tigers seated 4th. The bracket in the West. Purdue advancing, knocking off Gonzaga. They will play the winner of this one. Hello, everybody. Gus Johnson along with Dan Bonner. Welcome back to Albuquerque. LSU out of the SEC. They have one of the most electric players in college basketball, who has a great name as well.
One of the most electric players, and you're right, Gus. Stromile Swift is certainly a great name. It rolls right off your tongue. The points and rebounds and blocks roll right off of Stromile Swift. Really good running the court, likes to take the dribble and get to the basket. Is not a great shooter from outside, but is known to step outside and hit the jump shot, and he plays a solid game down in the low post. He's going to be a handful for the Badgers tonight.
Wisconsin knocked off Fresno State, also #1 seeded Arizona. They get it done by playing great defense.
And their defense has been absolutely outstanding. One of the best features of their defense is that they really do a great job taking the opponent's leading scorer out of the game. Michael Wright from Arizona was one. They did a great job double teaming him, forcing him to make the pass. Now with the double team, you've got to react. There's a guy down along the baseline open. Wright is looking in the inside. Wisconsin has that cut off. The open man is not visible because he's looking the other way. Stromile Swift will get some double teams. He'll have to do a better job.
So Dick Bennett's team knocking off Fresno State 66-56, and Arizona 66-59 in Salt Lake. And the lineup for Wisconsin: Linton, Vershaw, and Kowski up front. And in the backcourt, Bryant, a three-point specialist. Mike Kelly, maybe the best defensive guard in the nation. John Brady, head coach at LSU, third season. Tremendous job leading his team to a 28-5 record. He got a contract extension as well. And the lineup, Bershera, Smith, and Stromile Swift in the front court. And in the backcourt, Torres Bright, dynamic freshman point guard with Lamont Roland. So LSU, the 4th seed, as we take a look at the officials, John Call, Vern Harris, and Larry Rose. LSU, they like to run up and down the floor. They're big and they're long. As for Wisconsin, they play defense. They get back on defense and try to limit you to one shot.
The strongest part of the Wisconsin defense, they're a team that does just a few things, but they do those things very well. And one of them is their ability to cut off your transition game. Fresno State, no transition layup. Arizona only one against Wisconsin. The problem for the Badgers is LSU is much more comfortable playing in a half-court game than either Fresno State or Arizona. So this will be an interesting challenge for the Wisconsin Badgers.
Wisconsin, when they hold opponents under 55 points, they are 13-2 this year. LSU averages 76 a game. Tip controlled by the Tigers.
And the matchup inside is Kowski against Stromile Swift.
Here's the first double, this time on Jabari Smith.
Made him throw it back out to the top. Nice rotation down inside, covered up Swift.
17 to shoot. Rolling, pull up 3. Short. Loose ball, tapped around, out of bounds. And we head the other way. So already on the first possession, what you talked about during the open is coming into play, that double team.
They're going to double team those big guys so they can't go to the basket. So both Smith and Swift are going to have to do a good job finding the open people and finding them quickly.
Shaw. Wisconsin very patient in the half-court set. Shaw on the baseline. Saved and stolen. Bright feeds it inside. Here's Stromile Swift. No, behind the back pass. Bright for 3. And the rebound to Kowski.
Nice block out, and that's going to be a very important factor for Wisconsin this evening, is the ability to block those LSU leapers off the board. Man-to-man defense for the Tigers.
Wisconsin will work the shot clock. Shaw, 16-foot leaner, and air ball out of bounds.
We've talked about Wisconsin's defense, but the Tigers of LSU are no slouches on the defensive end. Lamont Roland, an outstanding defensive guard. And when you're talking about the LSU backcourt, each of their backcourt players are 6'4". They weigh more than 200 pounds. That is a big, solid backcourt.
No score. First half of play, LSU a 4, Wisconsin an 8. Bershera. Now Lamont Roland spinning. Kicks it back. Bershera passed up the 3 and a blocking foul on Maurice Linton, the junior.
Excellent concept early by LSU to try to take the ball and beat the defense off the dribble. Wisconsin plays so solidly in team defense, and nothing breaks team defense down any more than if you can get some penetration off the dribble.
Forrest Bright in the corner. Inside, knocked away. Swift can't hold on.
And against Wisconsin, LSU might want to consider taking the open shots. Bershera had that one, elected to try to get a better one, and Wisconsin just closes so quickly in the help defense, that might not be a good idea.
Kershaw popping out on the wing.
Kelly, an outstanding defensive guard, but he really isn't really much of an offensive threat.
Linton with a good look. And the weak side rebound to Swift.
Wisconsin does really not, they don't shoot the ball very well, only about 43% on the year. So they've got to stop you on the defensive end.
Stromile Swift for 3. Can't double him when he's out there.
Gus, that is his 7th three-point basket of the year, and he made 2 of them in the game against Texas on Saturday.
And LSU takes the lead. Kelly. Alkowski, 18-footer, short. Rebound Linton, who's fouled inside. Offensive rebound for Maurice Linton. He plays about 16 minutes a game, but his play has been getting better and better, especially during the second half of the year. Foul on Bashera.
LSU stays in the man-to-man.
And Jabari Smith with the rebound.
Vershaw in a little bit of a hurry. I think he feels that height of Jabari Smith. He's trying to get rid of the ball quickly.
And Stromile Swift unable to hold on. Second turnover for the Tigers. They turn it over about 17 times per game. Early shooting, 4 for both teams. 0 for 4 Wisconsin. 1 for 3 LSU.
In this matchup, Rowland against Bryant is going to be an important one. Rowland has to prevent Bryant from getting those open three-point looks.
Vershaw. Inside Kowski. He's good down here. Jump hook. And in. So Andy Kowski gets Wisconsin on the board. 3-2 the score.
And Kowski's really banging inside against Stromile Swift, trying to stay in front of him.
Now Jabari Smith to Taurus Bright. Swift calling for the basketball. Step back jumper. The freshman hits.
And that was with Kelly right in his face.
Taurus Bright, freshman from Slidell, Louisiana, right outside of New Orleans. And he has played 38 minutes in both games here in the first and second round of the tournament. Vershaw. Kowski again, posting up Swift.
And he's got some room in there.
Inside jump hook again.
That has been the Wisconsin offense thus far. Enter the ball down low to Andy Kowski and have him go one-on-one against Stromile Swift.
Averages 9 points a game. 5-4 the score. Here's the double team. And Jabari Smith dribbles out of it. 6'11" man, 15-foot jump shot, gets the bounce. So Jabari Smith, the senior from Atlanta, had 11 points versus Texas. And LSU takes a 7-4 lead.
Boy, and Jabari Smith just leveled Andy Kowski coming through a screen. Wow.
Bryant for 3. Bashera with the weak side rebound.
One of the most important things that you've got to do against Wisconsin is play from ahead, and that's what LSU has done so far.
Bashera. And the rebound goes to Kelly.
Kowski asks to come out of the game as he runs by the Wisconsin bench.
Vershaw running jump shot inside, short.
That's a tough shot.
Rowland with the rebound. Look at the tempo, exactly.
Everybody's slowing down. Of course, this is 5,000 feet in elevation.
Right. Air ball. 14:02 to go, first half of play. 7-4, LSU.
So what I'm saying is that it's a conspiracy. When you have
saying that for years.
Like government or some shadow group.
Come on, sweetheart, let's move it.
They know what's going on out there. Okay, cool.
Thanks. Network.
Sightings in 2 weeks.
That's what I'm talking about, buddy. Well, what have we here? Hello, darling. Want a piece of this? You want to go? All right, let's go, Chief.
For years, mid-size imports have ruled the road.
Takes all kinds.
Make room for something different.
Believe this. Are you crazy, man?
The V6L Series Performance Sedan from Saturn.
What do you want from me? Okay, that's it. Who are you?
What's up with that guy?
Beats me.
The mid-size world may never be the same.
She's a beauty, isn't she?
Yeah, she sure is. Do you mind if I take a closer look?
Be my guest.
You got anything in a two-door?
Can't do it in life? Do it on the web with the power of the Pentium 3 processor. And find out how to get even more from the Pentium 3 processor at Intel.com.
So in conclusion, I'd like to thank you shareholders for taking the time to attend.
Excuse me.
Yes.
This is Mr.
Matambo. Looking at your annual report, page 16, can you explain the implications of floating your long-term debt in a potentially inflationary economy?
When we created a smarter kind of investment firm,
Do you know anything about inventory valuation?
we created a smarter kind of investor.
Harm thinks he has the perfect defense, but Mac is a surprise witness. His girlfriend.
This is a blatant attempt to put the focus on me.
All new Jag, CBS Tuesday.
LSU with the early lead. Now let's join Beth Mowens.
Well, Gus, both these teams had to deal with the altitude last week in Salt Lake. They came into Albuquerque a little early so they could get acclimated this week, but obviously it's playing a factor here early on. Guys are asking to come out of the game just 6 minutes in. In fact, Lamont Rowland just a moment ago had to use his inhaler over on the LSU bench. Obviously, both teams sucking wind and grabbing shorts early on. Gus?
All right, Beth, so Rowland on the bench. Sloppy first half and a very slowed down version in the first half of play. Probably helps Wisconsin more than it does LSU.
Wisconsin, of course, does not want to get in a game that is a quick game.
Dewaney in the game, number 13 in red for the Badgers. Here he is up top.
And he is also a dangerous three-point shooter.
In the corner, 13 to shoot.
Boy, LSU doing a great job getting out on the shooters.
Penny takes the three. Off the front rim, no good. Loose ball, tracked down by Penny. And a new shot clock for the Badgers. Kirk Penny, freshman from New Zealand.
Wisconsin now shooting only 2 for 9. The LSU defense has been solid early.
Charlie Wills in the game, number 40. Here's Penny. Low post. Linton. Nice ball fake. Dips in.
Oh, nice move.
It home.
That is a good, tough move on the inside. Bashara worried about committing the foul. Nobody coming to help him on the inside.
7-6.
LSU going with a little bit smaller lineup.
Ronald Dupree along with Bashara. Swift with the basketball. Here's the double.
And they get him to pitch it out away from the basket rather than take it and throw it inside.
Dupree travels.
And I think if you're Wisconsin, that's what you want. If you get Stromile Swift on the double team to pitch it back outside every time, then you have been successful because the double team is coming from a low post guy, so somebody down inside might be open. And he didn't even look that time.
Third turnover of the game for the Tigers. Dewaney.
Boy, Dupree's just all over it.
Now Linton. 7 to shoot. Kelly. Penny. He's got to get it off, and does. And the ball goes to LSU.
Even if LSU hadn't secured it, the shot clock would have gone off. Excellent defense by LSU.
Stromile Swift draws the foul up top.
And that's part of the problem with defending Stromile Swift. Wisconsin has done pretty well against Swift when he's been down on the inside, but he hit a three-point basket. And now when he catches the ball at the top of the key, he can really drive to the goal.
11:52 to go, first half of play. 1-point game from Albuquerque.
Fail-Safe, a live television event. CBS Sunday, April 9th.
This is a celebration of performance, athletic performance, and Pontiac performance. As an official sponsor of the 2000 U.S. Olympic team, Pontiac is celebrating with the Pontiac Performance event, where you can get great lease payments or low financing on the all-new 2000 Bonneville. You'll also get a chance to win a trip to see the 2000 U.S. Olympic team compete in Sydney. Just log on to Pontiac.com or call to enter and you could be there. Hey, your opportunity to experience exciting performance is here.
At Morgan Stanley Dean Witter, we do not measure success by our resources, our accomplishments, or by the respect and accolades we receive from our peers. To us, there is only one true measure of success. Yours. How do you measure success? At Morgan Stanley Dean Witter, we measure success one investor at a time.
Dear Mr. Editor, what's going on with the cartoon department? Oh boy, oh boy. I'd like to have the Monday paper delivered on Monday, not on Tuesday. Yesterday you said it's going to be 60 degrees. Then when I go out, I'm freezing. Thanks for nothing. Harry. Sam.
Microsoft is working to develop internet software that listens. In the future, everyone will have a say. Go get 'em, Harry.
Please welcome today's guest, Drew Carey.
Well, today I'm going to show everyone how to install DirecTV.
Great.
First, you take your drill, your wrench, your stud finder. This will come in handy, just in case.
Fantastic.
And chuck it out the window. Because now, not only do you get more movies and sports and stuff and digital quality picture and sound, but installation's free too. DirecTV, now with local channels. My work is done here.
Greg Gumbel and Clark Kellogg in New York. We'll get you back to this one-point game in a moment. But first of all, back to the Midwest, to Auburn Hills, a game that you folks were watching early on. It's a 30-23 Iowa State lead. Two very athletic teams up and down the court in this game, Clark.
And that's what UCLA would like to do. They're a deeper team than Iowa State, so they would love to play at a full throttle pace. I think Iowa State has to be a little more selective in their transition game, and they're explosive as a transition team, but they have to pick their spots a little more because they aren't quite as deep. The two-man tandem of Marcus Fizer and Jamal Tinsley may be too much for UCLA to overcome despite their outstanding depth.
Just saw a shot of Earl Watson on the sideline there with Coach Steve Lavin of UCLA. 5 points and 3 assists despite the laser surgery.
Did you see the two guys I just talked about, Tinsley to Fizer? That is a deadly duo, and the Bruins have both hands full trying to deal with those two guys.
You are a basketball guru.
Well, I love the game, and it's hard not to like Fizer and Tinsley. Tinsley has a little shake and shimmy, and Fizer has the power and the finesse. Nice move by Moiso inside.
UCLA snaps a 6-point run by Iowa State. Let's get you back to Albuquerque and rejoin Gus Johnson and Dan Bonner.
11:26 to go, first half of play. LSU leads Wisconsin 7-6, and so far Wisconsin 3 of 12 from the field, and LSU 3 of 7.
It has been about what we expected. LSU fronting very hard, or excuse me, Wisconsin fronting down in the post. LSU can't get anything going.
There's a rebound, and Williams with the stick back.
First offensive rebound of the game for the Tigers, and they convert it immediately into a basket.
Trevon Davis, number 2 in the game for Wisconsin. Now Duane, the kick out, Kowski. Change that, Wills with the jumper, and a 3-point game.
And that was a much quicker shot than Dick Bennett wanted. He'll take that if the shot clock's running down, but you don't want Wills shooting the ball from out there early in the clock.
Inside, Rowland on the wheel. Oh, and Dupree goes down hard. Davis the other way.
And Wisconsin has a man advantage.
Inside, Penny knocked away. Sloppy game so far. 18 to shoot. Backside.
LSU's been really effective in the man-to-man defense. Wisconsin shooters just not getting any open look.
Penny. That's a 3. And we're tied at 9.
And Wisconsin is going to have to make some three-point baskets if they expect to pull the upset. And Penny had a nice look coming off the screen. Duane trying to get the 5-second count, but good quickness by Rowland out top.
Jabari Smith draws the double, dribbles out of it.
And he dribbles away from the basket. Wisconsin will take that.
Dupree, baseline. And it's picked up by Duane. Now Davis, the burner, down the lane. Loose ball, and bodies flying everywhere in this one, folks. Get complete NCAA tournament coverage for each region with game stats, summaries, and more. For the fastest coverage online, it's March Mayhem at CBSSportsline.com or on America Online, keyword CBS Sportsline. And the foul called on Wills is second. 9:26 to go. First half of play. Game tied at 9. Temple along with Smith, Swift, Bashera on the floor, and Stromile Swift. Here's Stroh, stripped away, and a reach-in foul. Vershaw.
Stromile Swift has been very effective from that spot on the court. A three-point shot, a drive to the basket, and Vershaw was trying to stop him.
And that is the first foul on Vershaw.
Vershaw certainly isn't going to get up to block that shot, so his only option is to reach in and try to grab the ball. And that is generally not a foul that an official lets you get away with. It's going to be 3 shots for Stromile Swift.
So Stroh, if he does have an Achilles heel in his game, it's his free throw shooting, 61%. First one rims out.
Really a great looking young player.
Conference player of the year. Gets the second, the co-player of the year with Dan Lange from Vandy. He was a second team All-America. Two of 3 for Swift. 11-9 LSU on top of Wisconsin.
And if looks could kill, Larry Rose, the official, would be dead. Vershaw gave him a glare that Gene Katie would be proud of.
Now Vershaw.
Bryant working hard trying to get open, but LSU knows all about him.
Vershaw for 3. And the long rebound to Smith.
And Vershaw has been unable to connect, and he's the Badgers' leading scorer.
Smith for 3. And the rebound to Bryant, who gets it to Kelly. Horrendous shooting for both teams. LSU 4 of 12. Wisconsin 4 of 16. Now Bryant. And he was hot in the first 2 rounds at 7 threes in their opening round win over Fresno. Meanwhile, Swift can't hold on.
You don't want to play that way against Wisconsin. If you get a good transition, then take it, but you just don't want to throw the ball up there. LSU's comfortable playing in the half court, and they may just have to grind this one out.
Linton steps up. Off the front rim, Swift with the rebound.
And the Tigers playing some defense of their own. The LSU has been outstanding. Wisconsin really nothing available. And now Smith is going to get the foul down on the inside.
Jabari Smith called for the foul, his first. 11-9 LSU.
Michelob Light has a smooth, satisfying taste you won't find in an ordinary light beer. Beer or Michelob Light.
The rugged Montana from Pontiac. It's nimble enough to tame the dusty trail. Pretty handy for life's twists and turns.
Never seen a minivan do that before. Maybe it's not really a minivan.
Life is more exciting in Montana. Now rope a rugged Montana with this limited time offer. By Pontiac.
2 families at war and 1 man.
Sorry, Romeo. Taking your most valued asset.
Caught in the middle.
That was a mistake.
Romeo Must Die. Rated R.
Now playing at a theater near you.
In the heart of India, amid an age-old culture, one company has pioneered a new way of doing business. Using cutting-edge processes and communications, Infosys designs and builds software solutions for the world, working 24 hours a day, delivering overnight to clients around the globe. Infosys is growing an average of 60% a year. Where do you find aggressive, innovative companies? Exactly. NASDAQ, stock market for the digital world.
Wrestling's fake.
We are ready to rumble.
Wrestling's not fake!
Rated PG-13. Starts Friday, April 2nd.
Go deeper into the mob than anyone's ever been before.
You want to make us dog nappers?
I'm working it out. It's gestating.
Foul Cone starts CBS April 4th.
Greg Gumbel, Clark Kellogg in New York. 2-point game in Albuquerque. We'll take you back there in a moment. Meanwhile, in the final half minute in Auburn Hills, UCLA and Iowa State continue to go up and down the floor.
Here's Tinsley trying to penetrate, and that's been one of the key elements for Iowa State's success, their ability to beat UCLA off the dribble. They haven't converted at the rate they should, and yet they still lead by 11, as we've got a little jaw-jacking going on between a couple of the players, and UCLA has not been able to get anything going offensively.
The way these teams have been going up and down the court, Clark, the bench strength may very well decide this game.
And that's where UCLA has an advantage, but again, with the TV timeouts and with Iowa State picking and choosing when they run, although Jamal Tinsley, he wants to go full throttle every time he has it, and he's actually been able to get some good things in transition, either passes ahead or the dribble penetration to get to the line.
Final 32 seconds of play there. Let's take you back to Albuquerque. Wisconsin and LSU, still a 2-point game. Gus Johnson, Dan Bonner.
7:20 to go, first half of play. LSU leads Wisconsin 11-9. That is the score. Both teams struggling from the field. LSU 4 of 12, Wisconsin 4 of 19. It's been a slow-down half-court game. Vershaw on the baseline and buries it.
And that is a tough shot by Vershaw. That is his first basket of the game, and that'll help the Wisconsin cause. A very tough, gritty defensive game. Each team seems comfortable playing in the half court.
Vershaw 1 of 5 from the field. Here's the high pick and roll. Temple throws it out of bounds. And right now, this defense causing some problems for LSU. They can't get the ball to the man they want to have it in the right position.
Absolutely. Wisconsin is doing an outstanding job keeping the ball away from Stromile Swift in a place where he can operate.
7 turnovers for the Tigers. Game tied at 11. Linton off the glass, tipped up, no good. Temple with the rebound. LSU wants to run it a bit. Here's the lob inside, knocked away. And a foul called on Kowski.
Kowski is probably Wisconsin's best athlete, but there's nobody going to be able to get up after a ball with Stromile Swift.
And look at the game summary. 5 of 21 shooting for the Badgers, 4 of 12 shooting for the Tigers.
And the interesting stat there is 21 field goal attempts for Wisconsin and only 12 for LSU. Like to have more opportunities than that.
So what happens quite often, LSU takes a shot and they're 1 and out.
LSU only has 1 offensive rebound in the game thus far. And in addition, the Tigers have turned it over 7 times. The Badgers with 4 offensive rebounds and only 1 turnover.
They lob it inside right into the hands of Wills.
Wisconsin very effective defensively at putting their bodies on you and forcing you out of where you want to go.
Torres fight. Now Bryant, Wills in the corner. And Rowland with the rebound.
Wills only a 38% shooter on the year. I don't know that that's particularly the shot Dick Bennett was trying to get.
Wright weaving his way inside. And Bridgewater misses the jam.
I think he was so surprised that he was so open in there. Was looking for contact and never got any.
Vershaw knocked away. And here comes Bashera all alone.
Wisconsin has to control the tempo with rebounding and by avoiding turnovers. They cannot give up easy opportunities where LSU gets to play against no defense in that case.
Penny off a screen. And a rebound to Rowland. Into the front court, Bright. Crossover dribble, Rowland on the hop, he's fouled.
And even though that won't go in the books as a fast break, that was an excellent transition.
That's as good as they're going to get.
Absolutely. They come down in transition, and Rowland took the ball quickly to the basket before the Wisconsin defense could get itself completely set up.
Foul on Wills is third. Lamont Rowland Jr. from New Albany, Indiana, at the free throw line. The first one is good. Monday on CBS, why settle for regular laughs? Now they come in extra large. It's king-size comedy when Kevin James and Jerry Stiller star in The King of Queens Monday on CBS. So Lamont Rowland at the free throw line, and he's the kind of guy that does all the little things. Dives for loose balls, plays good defense. Missed the second. Wills with the rebound inside.
Actually, Rowland was the National Junior College Coaches Association Player of the Year last year, so he's a guy who can put some numbers up on the board if he needs to do so.
Bryant, Boone, Linton, Kelly, and Wills on the floor for the Badgers. Bryant popping out and buries it.
That was a good screen by Wills that time, and Wisconsin did a nice job running Bryant from side to side, and Rowland ran into so many screens he finally couldn't get over the last one.
Finally gets on the board, the senior from Plymouth, Minnesota. Transferred from a Division II school, St. Cloud State. Rowland down the lane. Offensive foul. Our game is tied at 14. 4:23 to go. First half of play. And shooting. Both teams struggling. 6 of 24. Wisconsin, 5 of 14. LSU.
Everybody talked coming in about the Wisconsin defense, and it has been everything we expected. It's been outstanding, but the LSU defense has been very solid as well. The team's not shooting well, but it's hard to shoot well when you've got good players right in your face every time you let it go.
Trevon Davis. Kershaw flashing across the lane and draws the foul. The bracket here in the West. Purdue already advancing to the Elite Eight. They knock off Gonzaga 75-66. They will play the winner of this game.
This is the first Wisconsin trip to the free throw line.
And Kershaw gets the first one to go. And a look at the game summary.
And as one might guess, in a game where we've played almost 16 minutes and the score is 15-14, neither team shooting the ball particularly well. LSU, with those 9 turnovers, has really missed out on some opportunities.
(16-14), first lead of the game for the Badgers.
And it looks like Dupree might be suffering from some cramps.
Goes over to the bench. Jermaine Williams in the game, along with Bright, Brian Beshara, Jabari Smith, and Stromile Swift.
Now,
and Swift he's only attempted 1 field goal in this game. He has 5 points.
Andy Kowski has been matched up against Swift most of the time. Now Kowski's on the bench, and Maurice Linton is going to try his hand. Linton not nearly as big and strong as Kowski, and as a result, Swift able to use his quickness to draw the foul.
Linton called for a second, and the Badgers are over the limit. 1-1 for LSU. So Dupree stretching his back out on the sideline. So they have limited the touches for Stromile, named after his grandfather, and he misses the front end. 16-14, Wisconsin. Boone in the game, now with Bryant, Davis, Kershaw in the low post, backdoor. Hey, Bryant. Badgers take a 4-point lead. Inside, Jabari Smith stripped away, out of bounds. We stay right here. 3:20 to go, first half of play. Badgers up by 4.
We've got a couple nice SUVs, a new convertible, some minivans. The crooks hide the cars behind boxes and smuggle them out of the country. You can be out here all day and not find one. One day we got 17. By making it hard for car thieves to do business, we're making it cheaper for you to do business with us. You're in good hands with Allstate. Mine.
You need to go upstairs and get changed. Farewell to...
No matter what kind of morning you're having, it only takes 9.3 seconds for powerful nutrition. Tropicana Pure Premium. The best 9.3 seconds you can possibly spend on yourself.
Investor's Business Daily. Don't read it. Use it.
People, you can come out now. Look, I've got the wireless internet right here in my hand. No wires, no tricks, news, sports, shop, all online. And crystal clear calls, all right here. On Sprint PCS. That's right. Come on out. Welcome back to the world.
Experience the power of the Sprint PCS wireless web.
On a special night, Ossie Davis is a disturbed man with one chance at life.
You need an operation.
No. All new City of Angels on a special night, CBS Tuesday.
Welcome back to Albuquerque. Let's take a look at the data bank. Since 1979, the only teams to advance to the regional semifinals with 13-plus losses, LSU in 87, Wisconsin and Utah in 83. And that tells you what Coach Bennett has been able to do. Just to give you an idea of what he's been able to do, Wisconsin began playing basketball in 1898. Since then, they've had 4 20-win seasons. 2 of those 20-win seasons have come under Dick Bennett the last 2 years.
And his team right now are doing a great job defensively, and here's Kelly with the steal.
Easy layup, and you said to me that he may be the best defensive guard in the nation.
I really think that, and he is particularly a tough guy off the ball, as he just showed you. You try to make a pass to his man, he is really dangerous.
9 unanswered points for Wisconsin. Biggest lead of the game right now, 20-14.
The key has been that Wisconsin has taken almost twice as many shots at the basket.
And that's a 5-second call. Mike Kelly.
Kelly is a tremendous on-the-ball defender, but here they're trying to pass it to Kelly's man, and Kelly with maybe the best anticipation of any guard in the country, maybe of any player in the country. He doesn't shoot it much. That's where most of his shots come from, on his steals, where he lays them in.
Mike Kelly, junior Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year last season. Ken Johnson was the Defensive Player of the Year from Ohio State this year. First shot. Can't get the bounce. Bechera with the rebound. 2:26 to go. First half of play. Wisconsin on top of LSU 20-14. That's the story. The Wisconsin defense has confused LSU from the very beginning of this game.
And John Brady very frustrated, as well he ought to be. His team has only attempted 14 shots in the game. Stromile Swift, one of the top players in the country, has only 1 field goal attempt. LSU with 12 turnovers. It's hard to score if you don't shoot the ball.
Inside, boom, blocked, knocked out of bounds. We head the other way. Coming up on Pennzoil at the half, Greg Gumbel and Clark Kellogg will get you updated on all the tournament news, plus a live look at UCLA, Iowa State. That's all coming up on Pennzoil at the half.
If you're LSU and you have held your opponent to 28% shooting from the field, you figure you're in great shape. The problem is Wisconsin has attempted exactly twice as many field goals, 28, as LSU's 14.
Now Swift. Bashera back to Swift. Hey, he draws a crowd every time he touches the ball. Throws it out of bounds. And we have to harken back to what you talked about at the beginning of this broadcast. Swift and his ability or inability to handle that double team, and every time he touches it, they come right to him.
They come right to him, and Jabari Smith, they've also double teamed him, and they have not done a good job passing the ball out of that double team.
13 turnovers for the Tigers. 20-14. Now Kelly throws it out of bounds. Third turnover for the Badgers. They average 11 per game.
By the same token, Gus, we're talking about the Wisconsin defense. LSU has to feel if they can just get their offense in gear, they're in pretty good shape.
1:30 remaining, first half of play, 20-14.
Mark, why is Grandma eating off the ironing board?
Why not?
This is a kitchen table, not a desk.
It's both now, and Dad's got a schedule for that.
Dinner's at 11.
Ish.
Marky, go work in your room.
There's no desk up there, and I can't stay awake. I just get in bed, it's like, out.
Would you like a room with a nice big workspace?
Great.
What's this look like? A Holiday Inn?
Hey, Grandma.
Want a room with room to work? Holiday Inn gives you more, and more is better.
Net 1, Pearl 2.
Bingo! Mr. Barkley wins again!
These days, it's never too early to think about retirement. Maybe that's why so many people go to Schwab.com. In a few steps, you can open a Roth, a traditional IRA, or a rollover, invest in a range of funds, and plan for the future. Because retirement...
You got the upper.
...comes sooner than you think.
Team inherits Pizza Hut empire.
We're going to create the ultimate cheese pizza.
Is one cheese ultimate? I don't think so.
6 cheeses. That was me. I'm off to Wisconsin to get some more cheese.
The new Ultimate Cheese Pizza, loaded with the topping of your choice. 6 kinds of cheese, 50% more of it, and an incredible price. $8.99 medium, large, just $2 more.
It's a good price. We're not millionaires.
Well, you are.
Oh, yeah.
The Ultimate Cheese Pizza from Pizza Hut. Another one of the best pizzas under one roof.
Sickness, the final frontier. Rice? You got it. Thank you. Boils. The train's coming into the station. It's just not stopping. That's the one. Anything for that? Yahtzee! See you next week. Even at the drugstore, you can do more with the American Express card. All right, Kowalski, Russo, O'Brien, the rest of you. See you next week. Pipe down!
Saturday on CBS, Chuck Norris takes everything to an extreme. Extreme action, extreme adventure, catch an extreme walker. Saturday on CBS. Now, moments ago, Ronald Dupree left for the locker room. The freshman from Biloxi, Mississippi, he has a bruised hip. They're going to ice him down and see what happens. 2014, Wisconsin, a number 8 versus LSU, a number 4.
Gus, an interesting substitution for Wisconsin. Number 42, Julian Schwartz, in the game, going to try to guard Stromae Swift. Schwartz has only played in 15 games this year. Oh, and he helped
forces a turnover. And a whistle and foul. And the slow-down defense starting to frustrate LSU at this point.
It is a very aggressive defense. Schwartz, who we just mentioned, coming in the game only 76 minutes all year, does a great job stepping out on the screen, and then Boone is able to come up with it and draw the foul.
Now Kelly, 1:08 to go. Vershaw. Jump pass to Kelly. Nice touch pass. Bryant wide open. In and out.
And that's been the story for Wisconsin. When they do get open looks, they haven't been able to knock them down. Only 8 for 29 shooting.
1 of 7 from the three-point line.
Here's that double team again.
Smith, backside, wide open. This one off the rim.
And again, with that double team, what they're forcing the inside players to do is throw the ball way outside, well beyond the three-point arc.
32.4 remaining. First half of play. Wisconsin leads 2014.
Mom, Dad, remember how my rent was earning me airline miles?
Yeah, that rewards program.
Scrap it. Yeah, I'm not going anywhere.
Mark.
What I want now is merchandise, preferably brand name, and I've been kicking some numbers around. And I've already earned the television. That's going upstairs. Give me a hand with this, Dad, please. Dad.
You want brand name merchandise?
Yeah.
What does this look like, a Holiday Inn?
Points, miles, or merchandise. Holiday Inn gives you more, and more is better.
Wisconsin by 6, and watch Bershaw come over here as the ball goes in. Bershaw's going to come over and get the double team, and watch what happens. You have Wisconsin cover him up inside. Smith is forced to dribble the ball away from the basket, and then his pass, that's almost to the Wisconsin bench. That is a long, long shot, and outstanding blockouts by Wisconsin.
So what do you do if you're LSU when the double team comes?
I think that if you're LSU and you're the people out on the court who are not double team, you've got to have some guys cutting into open spots much closer than 25 feet away from the basket.
24 seconds remaining. First half of play. Wisconsin up 20-14.
And LSU has to feel very fortunate that they're only behind by 6 points, because Wisconsin just simply has not been able to score on the offensive end.
5 to shoot. Kelly off the dribble. Nice feed. Schwartz steps off the bench and scores.
Steps off the bench for the first time since the 16th of February. Are you kidding me?
Wisconsin on an 11-0 run. They head into the locker room with a 22-14 lead.
Wisconsin very patient on the offensive end. They're not rattled at all that the clock is running down. The penetration draws the defense, and just in time, Schwartz gets the shot off.
Here's Beth with Coach Bennett.
Well, Dick, the defensive effort was there in the first half. What do you need to do to try and knock down a few more open looks at the offensive end?
Well, we shot pretty quickly a lot of times, and the last few times I thought we got better looks. You know, that's all we can do. We're not going to pound them inside, so we're going to have to just keep looking for that, you know, that rhythm outside shot.
Thanks, Coach. Gus?
All right, Beth, that's the end of the first half with the score. Wisconsin up 22-14. CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the NCAA Basketball Championship will continue after this message and a word from your local station.
Somewhere between where you are
I was babysitting, Gus. We had a great time.
and where you're going. The new Volvo S40.
Maybe we should start with a dog.
Every bit of Volvo for about $23,000.
Last year, he stormed the golf world. Now Sergio Garcia, El Nino, roars into Augusta National. A tradition unlike any other. The Masters on CBS Sports.
For king-size comedy, the address is CBS.
Look at my client. How could he murder 15 people? He's out of shape. Now, normally I practice tax law, but he seems so innocent. And he's got a puppy. Oh, and he's a Virgo. Think about that. This is so in the bag.
How do you find the defendant?
Proxicom, e-business, our only business.
How's that?
Yeah, it was Maybe we should get one for safety.
Too fast. Too moist.
Too barley-ish?
Too bubbly. A little hostile.
The
cold filtered cool of Miller Genuine Draft.
How's that?
Maybe we should try some MGD Light.
Never miss a genuine opportunity.
CBS Sports presents Pennzoil at the Half, sponsored by Pennzoil, specially formulated for today's stop-and-go driving. Stop, go, Pennzoil.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Pennzoil at the Half. Back in our New York studios, Greg Gumbel, along with Clark Kellogg. Our halftime score, Wisconsin leading LSU 22-14. 14 points on the board. The LSU Tigers failed to score in the last 9 minutes, 13 seconds. You think there's a little jawing going on in the locker room?
Squeeze the orange. I mean, you can't score the ball if you're throwing it all over the gym. They had 14 turnovers. Wisconsin, you know they're going to defend. They aren't going to turn it over. Because of the discrepancy in turnovers, Wisconsin has had a lot more shot attempts, and that's why they're up 8 points.
All right, Clark. Meanwhile, in the Palace of Auburn Hills, UCLA and Iowa State are just underway in the second half. The Cyclones with a 50-34 lead on the UCLA Bruins. Let's take you there live and join Vern Lundquist and Bill Raftery.
And now a 16-point Iowa State lead, just under 17 to go.
They've done a nice job, Iowa State, with the dribble drive against the matchup. Pfizer occasionally posting up. Mainly Tinsley here, very creative with the dribble.
Now Gadzurik on Tinsley. Back it goes to Tinsley. See where he goes with this one.
Well, he loves the big guy now. He wants to undress him. Look at this. Oh, look at this.
And the dish, the rejection from Moiso.
Great save in the back.
Yes, it was.
Oh, a little show it to you and pull it away. If you haven't seen Jamal Tinsley, folks, he just has the great ability, even with smaller guys, to leave you standing. You need a trainer just to fix those ankles when he's finished.
From way outside, Nurse, no. Capono tips it nicely to Jerome Moiso.
Good Hensey play.
And Earl Watson stays on the floor with 4 fouls. His team down by 16. And just, they've looked lethargic tonight.
They sure have. They haven't had a little rhythm on the offensive end, but this is a disruptive Iowa State team. Confident, gutsy, play bigger guys. Well, look at the denial all the way around the horn. They're just harassing the passer to the post.
Moiso at 6'11" over Johnson at 6'4". For 2.
They can't afford to keep matching baskets, so they got to get some stops at this end, get some runouts.
Iowa State team that won the Big 12 Conference this year, then the tournament. First conference victory they've had since 1944-45 when they won the Big 6. And so it has been a season to remember.
It sure has. I mean, Coach of the Year, Player of the Year. Look at this penetration again and the finish. Count it. Johnson, but the magic in the lane. The perimeter play has just been extraordinary. Just get yourself in position to do some damage. How about the deft little delivery there? I mean, soft, catchable pass. The kiss at the end and a chance for 3 for Stevie Johnson.
Third foul on Capono.
Heads are down a little bit, Vern.
Yes.
You see the UCLA, a lot of time. You can just get yourself in the mental frame to attack on the offense and be sound on the defensive end.
Johnson short with the free throw, a 16-point lead, under 16 to play. Jerron Rush back on the floor. Matt Barnes is there, so is Capono, Moiso, Watson playing with 4 fouls.
And the
alley-oop tipped away by Pfizer.
What a read. Well coached, well schooled, great understanding of defensive principles, Vern.
Cyclones are rolling through Auburn Hills.
Hey! He's in the garage.
Hey! If you're going to have a garage, have a garage. And if you're going to use an oil, use an oil. Pennzoil with Pure Base, specially formulated for stop-and-go driving.
Like what I've done with the place? Hey, what does this do? Well, that opens up the roof so I can airlift anything in or out of the garage.
Stop. Go. Pennzoil. And for long-lasting glossy tires, spray on Black Magic Tire Wet, the original waterproof shine.
Remember college?
I bet you do.
I bet you do.
Remember the highs, the lows,
The pressure.
the parties?
Are you kidding me? You're going to risk your hard-earned cash
Take food off your table,
betting on
18-year-old kids.
kids.
You might as well.
Throw your money away.
Fool.
Fool.
So watch our games for this kind of
This
action,
kind of action.
not this.
Not this.
Because if you're banking on me,
To make your day?
don't bet on it. Don't bet on it.
I've been officiating since 1973. I started in junior college, working junior high, freshman church league, recreation league game.
Red ball! Red ball!
The technical foul, it's a penalty that 2 shots in the ball. We're out there to do a job, give both teams a fair chance and opportunity to win. I think you just treat it as another game and call it the way you've been calling it according to the guidelines. So I try not to let that get into my sight.
Some things just don't mix. Like drinking and driving.
On a special night, Ossie Davis is a disturbed man with one chance at life.
You need an operation.
No, no, no. All new City of Angels on a special night, CBS Tuesday.
This is Armin Catane back in Auburn Hills, where Larry Eustace has given sort of a new meaning to the Motor City. On Tuesday night, when the team showed up at the hotel, I asked where Larry was. They said, well, he's driving from Ames. I said, what? Yeah, he likes to drive by himself. Well, it's about a 10-hour journey. Larry did it in about 8 hours. He says he likes to be alone by himself. He's away from the team's away from him. But he said, don't make a mistake. I'll drive if I have to, or I'll fly if I have to. He goes, I've got one of the top 5 recruiting classes in the country, and I didn't get them on skateboard.
All right, Armin, no, and they also played in Hawaii, and he said he didn't backstroke to get there. But he also told us all, I do not like to fly.
I don't enjoy it. I would say this, though. If I were doing as well as he were doing, I would be seen. I would be in my car. I have bells around my neck as I walk through the airport.
You have been seen.
Unfortunately. Well, right now, UCLA in that position where they've just got to turn the screws up a notch. And let's see if they go straight up man.
Michael Nurse comes right to Horton. Visor guarded by Moiso. And that one taken away. Here's Jason Capono in the corner.
So Iowa State grabbing charge of this game, 52-36, under 14 and a half to play. And you just wonder if UCLA has another run in them, Clark.
I don't know if they do, because they haven't been able to contain Iowa State's penetration. And Iowa State's defense has been very sticky, and it's forced UCLA into very uncomfortable situations offensively.
All right, Clark, the winner of that game plays Michigan State earlier in Auburn Hills. The Spartans knocked off Syracuse 75-58. Syracuse came out dominating the first half.
They certainly did. Jumped out to a 13-point lead. The shot block by Etan Thomas, the first pass to the fast break. Hart to Damone Brown. Mark it up.
But here comes Michigan State.
They came flying back. Mateen Cleaves, nice little runner here. The lead is only 3 for Syracuse.
Morris Peterson came up big in the second half. 3-point bomb. Michigan State won. Mateen Cleaves says, hey, it's that Big Ten play.
Well, I think we came out more aggressive in the second half. You know, they did a great job of playing defense in the first half. But I think Morris, we got to almost a fight at halftime, the team. And Morris came out, knocked some big shots down, and that got us going. And we just came out and played more aggressive in the second half.
Michigan State won at 75-58 at halftime. Tom Izzo says he had to go in and pick up the pieces because Mateen Cleaves really put a charge into his teammates. That's a definition of a leader.
It sure is. That's what he does. He's a leader, and he makes big plays, but he also gets in the face of his teammates, and he's earned that respect from his teammates to be able to challenge them and chastise them like he does.
All right, Clark, the other game in Albuquerque earlier, Purdue defeated Gonzaga by a score of 75-66, and Purdue will play the winner of the LSU-Wisconsin matchup. We remind you we're on the air again 7:30 tomorrow evening, and we'll start off with Florida against Duke, the top seed in the East. That action from Syracuse. Tulsa plays Miami from Austin, and then in our second game, Seton Hall against Oklahoma State out of the East. North Carolina against Tennessee from Austin. We'll take a time out here, and we will send you back to Albuquerque for second half action right after this.
Pennzoil at the Half has been sponsored by Pennzoil, specially formulated for today's stop-and-go driving. Stop, go, Pennzoil.
See the USA in your Chevrolet. America, the greatest land of all.
Introducing Chevy Impala. Designed, engineered, and built to be the most carefree car on the road.
See the USA.
Let's go for a drive. Impala, we'll be there.
For action as big as Texas, the address is CBS.
What do people see in the all-new 2000 Ford Taurus? A personal safety system with dual-stage airbags that inflate to fit the driver and passenger, and adjustable pedals that allow for maximum driver comfort and convenience. Combine that with a breathtaking new style, and you'll see that safety never looked so good. Ford Taurus. Now get low 3.9% financing and $1,000 cash back. Visit your local Ford store and see yourself in a new Ford Taurus today.
Some see water. Some melted ice. A man with a hangover about to swallow 2 aspirin. 1/1 trillionth of the ocean. A liquid compound comprised of hydrogen and oxygen. The remains of a thunderstorm. A very tiny swimming pool. At Expedior, we'll help you look at e-business in entirely new ways. Expedior. Imagine, then soar.
CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the NCAA Basketball Championship is sponsored by the Impala by Chevrolet, the Delta Faucet Company, DirecTV, and by Microsoft.
Welcome back to the pit here in Albuquerque. 22-14, the halftime score. Wisconsin on top of LSU. Gus Johnson, Dan Bonner. The defense, the story here for LSU and for Wisconsin. Stromiles Swift is going to have to rely on his teammates to help him a bit.
I really think so. The double teams have really been important. Here's Stromiles Swift right here. Now watch as he takes the ball in here. There's going to be a double team, and rather than try to play toughly against the double team, as soon as the double team comes, he's going to try to get rid of the ball. Now this is unproductive dribbling right here, but here's the double team, and rather than try to fight his way out of that double team, he just throws the ball away. They've got to be more patient than that. You talk about some defense. Only 2 field goal attempts by Smith and 1 by Stromiles Swift. Swift is a guy who's been scoring 18 a game in this tournament.
Now Linton along with Bryant off a screen, and it rims out. Jabari Smith with the rebound. Tigers come the other way.
Wisconsin only shooting 29%.
Double team knocked away into the hands of Bryant.
Gus, that's just what we were talking about. He gets double teamed down there, and the first thing he wants to do is get rid of the basketball. He's got to be patient and be tough until he can find an open man.
Linton faces up, free throw line extended, and buries it.
LSU has attempted 15 shots, and they have 15 turnovers. It's a hard way to win.
Dating back to the first half of play, Wisconsin on a 13-0 run. They now have their largest lead of the game, 24-14. LSU looks out of sorts. Smith. Bashara takes the 3. A brick. Smith with the rebound and stick back. Right place at the right time.
That shot was so bad that it helped Smith get the rebound. If that ball hits the rim, Smith is out of position, but when it bounces straight off the goal, off the backboard, he's in great shape.
Bryant. Vershaw.
Man-to-man defense for LSU.
Backing down on Smith. Kicks it out. Kowski. Off the heel. Rebounded. Vershaw. Great pass. Linton for the jam.
Vershaw leads this team in assists, and you can see why.
26-16. Here's a pick and roll. 3-pointer for the freshman. Short. Torres Bright. And the rebound to Vershaw.
Great hands by Vershaw. He was struggling to block out, and that ball was there before he realized it, and he was able to control it somehow.
Folks, you're watching a defensive clinic by Wisconsin today.
Very patient on the offensive end. They really don't force anything.
And look how patient they are. Backdoor, Kelly. Double pump. Knocked away. Bashera to Bright in the front court. If LSU can get a good shot. Bashera to the basket. Off the glass. Gets it back. Stripped. Out of bounds. And last touch by LSU.
LSU actually passed open a couple of good shots that time, but Vershaw, the leading assist guy on this team, watches Vershaw just steps in the middle, controls the ball, and almost passes it just as he catches it.
LSU forces the turnover on the press and gets the basket rolling. So here's a wrinkle. They're going to go full court. Into the front court. Bryant. And Badgers hold it up. Bryant for three. And hits.
Wisconsin will shoot it early in the clock if they get a wide open shot such as that one.
29-18. Knocked away. Kelly again. Lead pass. Bryant all alone for the layup. LSU not getting back. Wisconsin on top 31-18.
In my games, what I'm trying to create are these fantastic experiences that kind of go beyond the experiences of normal life. So what I was doing here was something I'd seen my father do on Skylab to create artificial gravity. Merrill Lynch has managed to allow me to fund my creative activities. John's listened to me as an investor. He's been able to understand my needs and engineer a plan to get me there. My next goal is to be able to buy a flight into space.
Sunday, April 9th on CBS, one of the most powerful casts ever to be assembled in an unprecedented live television event. Failsafe, Sunday, April 9th on CBS. The West Regional Semifinal, the winner will play Purdue on Saturday, and it's looking good for Wisconsin. Up 31-18.
Gus, there is still plenty of time left in this game. LSU is a team that averages more than 70 points a game. They are extremely explosive offensively. Their problem, however, they've only made 7 field goals, turned it over 17 times. Boy.
And they are right at their season average. LSU for turnovers per game, 17. Jabari Smith, one-on-one, down the baseline. Blocked! Swatted out of bounds by Kowski.
Wisconsin just doesn't give you any room to breathe. Smith was obviously taking that to the basket, and Kowski timed it perfectly, coming over to help.
Now Bright inside. Smith leans in, no call, knocked out of bounds. We stay right here.
Vershaw does a great job getting himself in position, and the fact that he puts his body on him causes that contact, prevents Smith from getting an easy basket. These guys just do all these little things on defense, and it's a whole lot of it has to do with positioning on the defensive end and then using their bodies for leverage on the inside.
Here's Smith. Now Swift. Inside, nice ball movement. Jabari Smith can't get it to stay down. And no call.
And again, defensive help comes, and I think that was Linton who swatted at it, distracted Smith just enough.
But the way the ball moved, good sign for LSU. Swift giving it up. And a whistle. Foul called on Jabari Smith.
And that begins to look like a little frustration, Gus. Smith is really hammering people out there.
He feels that he got fouled 2 straight times down the floor. 31-18.
You shouldn't have to worry about your website. Microsoft Windows 2000 was built for total reliability. The business internet starts with Microsoft.
You want to be out in this?
Well, somebody is.
What happened? I need your help. I'm off the road.
Shit
Chevy Silverado with the most powerful V8 of any competitive 4x4 pickup. The 300 horsepower Silverado. The truck from Chevy.
I gotta get me one of those.
What turns an ordinary beer glass into something special? A light beer that's brewed with the finest two-row barley and imported hops. One that has a remarkably smooth, satisfying taste that you won't find in an ordinary light beer. In short, what kind of beer makes a glass like this special? One that really fits the glass. Beer, or Michelob Light.
Deeper into the mob than anyone's ever been before.
I want a one-word answer. Unequivocally.
Falcone. Start CBS April 4th.
Greg Gumbel and Clark Kellogg back in our studios in New York. 31-18, Wisconsin in the lead over LSU. We'll bring you back to Albuquerque, but first let's check in Auburn Hills, where Iowa State has a 55-43 lead on UCLA. And the problem UCLA now faces foul trouble for a couple of their key people.
Earl Watson and Jason Capono both have 4 fouls. Watson is on the floor. Capono is out of the game right now. For Iowa State, Marcus Fizer has 3 fouls. But again, the inability of UCLA to contain the dribble penetration of Iowa State has led to either baskets or fouls on UCLA.
I was going to ask you what the big difference is in UCLA this game. Is it lack of offense or better defense on the part of Iowa State?
I just don't think they've done enough defensively to contain Iowa State tonight.
All right, let's take you back to Albuquerque, where in 25 minutes, LSU has managed 18 points. Gus Johnson, Dan Bonner.
15:23 to go, second half of play. Wisconsin leads 31-18. The Badgers have forced 18 turnovers so far in this basketball game, and the story, Stromile Swift and his inability to handle the double team.
Gus, that's absolutely what has happened. Swift just threw the ball away again. It was go down as a shot attempt, but there is turnover number 19. LSU has 19 turnovers and only 7 made field goals, and that is the story of this game. Wisconsin only shooting just over 30%, but because of their defense, they have this big lead.
And when you look into the eyes of the Tigers, they are getting very frustrated. Wisconsin could force them to quit with a couple of more baskets. Vershaw. They reverse it. Linton. Great ball fake and hits the laner.
Wisconsin finally getting those 15, 16 footers to go. They did not get them to go in the first half. They're not trying to pound the ball inside, are the Badgers. They're moving the ball around to get that open 15, 16 footer.
Now Swift, they don't double when he's that far away from the basket. But when he touches it inside, 2 red jerseys come to him quickly. Like there on Jabari Smith. Stripped away, out of bounds. We stay right here. So the game summary. Field goal attempts only 23 for LSU.
And 18 turnovers.
Vershaw, Bryant out of the game. Dewaney back in. And Wills knocked away in a turnover. Here comes Linton. Into the front court. 13:50 to go, 33-18. Dewaney again.
Dewaney is an outstanding three-point shooter, and that is very bad news for LSU if Dewaney is going to come in hot.
36-18 the score. Inside, Smith, who's fouled. And he delivers a little elbow to Wills.
And Smith had better be careful about that. Wills did commit the foul, but Smith has been out there knocking people down, and he hit Wills with the elbow.
And neither team can really complain about fouls. Wisconsin has committed Well, 9 fouls, and LSU is committed 6. Here's Bright inside, stripped away. Turnover number 21.
Just great quick hands. The only guy who's got any complaints about fouls, Gus, I guess is Wills. He just went out with his fourth.
36-18. The winner to face Purdue. Dewaney gathers himself. And the weak side rebound to Swift.
He didn't catch that ball cleanly, and Dick Bennett does not want a shot that early in the clock.
Now Swift. Now whistle. Inside.
Vershaw's going to pick up the foul. And Jabari Smith is really doubled over out there. Wisconsin is making him work so hard to get position. Smith was the young man who complained about the altitude last weekend in Salt Lake City. And of course, here in Albuquerque, we're about 1,000 feet higher.
Wisconsin currently on a 10-0 run. Swift. Temple in the game. Here's a double. Inside. Smith, nice roll and foul.
For one of the few times in the game, Wisconsin was not able to get down there with the double team. Becerra did a great job screening off Boone, who was trying to come to double. 3 fouls now on Vershaw. Guess there's a lot of time left in this game. The fouls on the inside guys for Wisconsin really starting to pile up.
So Jabari Smith at the free throw line has 4 points, and he gets the first to go. Averages 12 on the year.
Only a 59% free throw shooter, but every point in this game is like gold. LSU can't afford to miss free throws. Now with Vershaw going out, Wisconsin gets a little smaller. Very small lineup, in fact, in the game for Wisconsin. And that is a lane violation by Becerra. That's just like a turnover. You lose a point, and Wisconsin gets the ball. Now LSU going to try to set the pressure. They got 1 turnover in the second half thus far with this pressure.
Trevon Davis, number 2 with the basketball, splits the defense and gets it into the front court to Dewaney. Now they'll run some clock.
Doing a great job running off the screens. Really wears you out if you're a defender and you keep bouncing off screens.
13 to shoot.
Davis probably the best penetrator on the team. Loses that one out of bounds, but I guess it went off LSU.
8.8 remaining on the shot clock.
It's a very efficient shot clock here. It gives you 1/10 of a second.
Some different colors, though. It's hard to read sometimes. Kowski, great ball fake. And an offensive foul. Change that. It's going to be a block. Called against LSU.
Kowski, again, showing you his athletic skills. We haven't seen Wisconsin take the ball to the basket very many times, but Kowski with the great fake, Swift, the shot blocker, going to block it, and Temple simply didn't get in position in a timely manner.
Temple called for his first foul. Kowski gets the first one to go. The young man who is a junior from Brookfield, Wisconsin, and he specializes in cartography, they say. He loves maps.
He gets a map of every place they go, and twice during his career he has been able to identify when a bus driver has been lost and get Wisconsin back on the right track.
Both free throws good. 12:21 to go. 38-19. Badgers. Now Swift.
Smith battling against Kowski inside. Kowski just does a great job not allowing himself to get blocked off.
There's a big jump shot. Temple.
And that was a long, long jump shot. I think the Wisconsin Badgers probably let Temple have that one most of the time.
First basket of the game for Collis Temple. Now Dewaney. And Swift with the rebound.
Let's see if LSU now get a little confident.
Nice look. Swift to Smith. And 2.
And that time Kowski and Linton a little confusion as to who was supposed to be guarding whom.
And Swift starting to pass the basketball. That's the key for LSU.
Tigers really trying to turn it up on defense.
Kowski knocked away into the hands of Swift.
And here come the Tigers.
6th turnover for Wisconsin. Jermaine Williams. And they continue to front Swift, knocked away by Linton. Out of bounds with 11 to shoot. Strohmeyer trying to find his teammates inside. 38-24, Wisconsin.
How do you want to fly? That's the question Delta's been asking. Because different people want different things. Every passenger has a request. What would yours be?
Former occupation, sumo wrestler. What's so funny? You're just a little guy. What happened? It tastes too good. I didn't know it wasn't regular cola. I don't need to see that. This is good.
Try Pepsi One. A breakthrough sweetener makes it taste more like a regular.
Have you ever thought about being a jockey? You're a funny lady.
Too good to be 1 calorie, but it is.
No matter where you go, Chevy Tracker translates into durability. Its sturdy ladder-type frame absorbs punishment from the road so you can ride in comfort, while its elevated seating gives you a commanding view of the road. If Tracker can handle these rugged neighborhoods, it can easily survive the jungle back home. Chevy Tracker, it gets around.
Faster, more reliable, higher quality, more profitable. Nortel Networks is building the new high-performance internet, and it can be whatever you want it to be. So tell us, what do you want the internet to be?
Come together right now over me.
CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the NCAA Basketball Championship is sponsored by Pepsi One and by Delta Airlines.
Welcome back. The tournament summary. Only 2 number 1s remain, Michigan State and Duke. Michigan State knocking off Syracuse. Also, Purdue alive, 2 Big Ten teams. And Wisconsin trying to stay alive. And the Midwest bracket in Auburn Hills, Michigan. Michigan State advancing. UCLA, Iowa State going on right now. 38-24. Wisconsin leads LSU. Inside, Swift, nice catch, he's fouled.
Swift is fortunate that he was able to keep that ball. Boone almost got it as Swift put it on the deck.
Boone with his first foul. Bounce pass inside, Rowland loses it and gets the timeout. And Dan, it looks like there are 15 red jerseys on the floor.
At least.
Bob, can you make sure Carol gets these?
Oh, thanks, Bob. Have a good night.
Payday, Bob.
Hi, Karen. Husband's still in there working late again.
What a trooper.
How do you plan on providing for your family after you pass away? Conseco's life insurance policies can give your loved ones a regular monthly paycheck. Conseco, step up.
Not a lot for the Tiger to dance about right now. Wisconsin leads at 38-24.
I think this is an important stretch for LSU. Vershaw is on the bench with foul problems. And this, if LSU is going to make a little run, I think now is the time that they need to do it.
On the floor for the Tigers, Smith, Swift, Williams, Rowland, and Temple.
With Vershaw on the bench, he hasn't really played well offensively tonight, but he's done a great job defensively.
Rowland off the dribble. Nice tip up and in by Jabari Smith.
Now a little bit of run for LSU, Gus, and that was the penetration by Rowland causes the defense to collapse, and that leaves Smith open for the tip-in.
Now Kelly on with Boone, Linton, Kowski. Linton pops out in the corner. And a rebound high for Rowland.
That was a wide open jump shot.
And a whistle. Foul on Kowski.
One of the problems that LSU had is getting open opportunities, and the defense and the offensive penetration causes a defensive breakdown. Nobody there to block out Smith. Bryant not quick enough to stay with Rowland. Kowski has to come over. Kowski's guarding Smith, and so Smith is alone for the tip-in.
7-0 run now for the Tigers.
And that foul was on Kowski. That's his third foul. So Vershaw back in the game now.
One-on-one. Smith spins, fades.
Tough shot.
And the rebound to Bryant.
And Bryant did a great job blocking out Stromile Swift. Swift hadn't been that open under the basket the entire game.
He's starting to rely on his teammates now to hit shots, and they're coming through. And a whistle and foul. Williams
trying to track Bryant, and certainly you want to track Bryant. He has hit a couple of three-point baskets tonight, and when you're making this comeback, you don't want to have somebody rain a three on you.
1950, the lowest point total in the history of LSU basketball. In the corner, Penny hits.
Great inbounds play. We just talked about how you wanted to defend the three, and Penny, now they called it two. His foot was on the line.
48-41, Tigers losing to Mississippi State. Meanwhile, Smith hits the three.
Jabari Smith is a 38% three-point shooter. You can't leave him alone out there.
Penny again. Mike Kelly. Bryant around a screen. Shooting down on the basketball.
Boy, did he get his feet set quickly coming off that screen.
42-29, and the field goal percentage in the second half for Wisconsin, 53%. Knocked away. Kelly into the backcourt. No violation. It was tipped. Temple retreats. Double team, weak side. Swift knocked away. Kelly saved by Bryant here. Swift forces it up.
That was a break for Wisconsin. If you're Bryant, you never want to save the ball underneath that basket unless you know you're throwing it to one of your own guys. Almost an assist for Bryant to Swift.
Vershaw, back door out of bounds. He thought Bryant was breaking to the basket. Nobody home.
Just get the feeling that LSU has its offensive legs finally, and
yes,
that they're in a position where they can make a run in this game. Wisconsin simply not a good offensive team.
Biggest lead has been 19 points. 42-29. Wisconsin, here comes a double, knocked away, and Penny picks it up.
Again, Smith gets the ball. He sees the double coming. The first thing he wants to do is throw the ball. He's got to hang on to it till somebody's open.
Vershaw hits the three. And a tremendous story developing here in Albuquerque. Wisconsin, an 8th seed, LSU a number 4. And Wisconsin hoping to play Purdue in the next round.
The story has been the Wisconsin defense in the first half. Probably as good a defensive effort as I have ever seen. And in the second half, now they're hitting their shots. This is a scary thought, the way these guys guard if they're going to score.
47-29. Badgers.
There's always a combination of taking a knowledge and applying it. For example, I know who the shooter is. I know what he does, what he thinks, under stress, how he'll act, what's his favorite thing to do, what's his least favorite thing to do. And I got most of my rebounds before he took the shot.
Knowledge is the edge. At Invesco, it's the approach we use to make money for investors. You should know what Invesco knows.
It's been a defensive clinic for Dick Bennett's team. 47-29 the score. The winner takes on Purdue on Saturday. Russ Johnson, Dan Bonner, Beth Mowins with you. Albuquerque, New Mexico, West Regional semifinals. Wisconsin and Purdue, they face each other 3 times, with Wisconsin winning 2 of the 3 matches as you take a look at the game summary.
35% shooting for LSU, 22 turnovers for LSU. And that's why they're in deep, deep trouble right here. Man-to-man defense for Wisconsin.
Jump shot inside, an air ball by Rowland, picked up by Penny.
And Wisconsin, with just such quick hands, they're getting to all the loose balls.
23 LSU turnovers.
Now Wisconsin, they run time off the clock anyway, so it's not like they're going to slow down their offense here.
Wills for 3.
And Dick Bennett not happy with that shot selection too early in the shot clock. Will take the wide open shot, but wants it to be a little bit later in the clock, particularly with this lead.
Swift double team. Temple forces it up. Kershaw with the rebound.
Swift got the ball out of the double team, but again, he throws it away from the basket, and the ball was tipped anyway, so Temple not really able to get in rhythm on that shot. LSU just completely befuddled by these double teams.
Penny, nice ball fake. Now Bryant frees himself. End-to-end play. LSU almost throwing it away.
Good heavens. LSU's got to get some scores. They've stopped Wisconsin, but you can't score yourself. You're never going to catch up in the game.
And the shot off the rim. Bashera. And the Badgers just walk it up the floor.
They've got to move that defense around a little bit, or Wisconsin's going to be in perfect position for blocking out.
Inside, Wills, pump fake, reverse, good block. And a steal. Kelly. (47-29). Wisconsin leads LSU. 5 minutes to go in the second half of play.
A tradition unlike any other. The Masters on CBS Sports.
Now there's a Chevy Venture with flip and fold seats and a built-in entertainment system.
I knew I should have taken a left turn at Albuquerque.
Introducing the Warner Brothers edition from Chevy Venture, the most versatile minivan ever. Give us a call. Chevy Venture. We'll be there.
Get 0.9% APR on any Chevy Venture model, including the popular Venture LS. See your Chevy dealer today.
Bonnie Blair and I don't take the same approach to investing. She looks for speed. I'm more into figures. But we do share the same new way to trade online.
Introducing Power Street by Fidelity, with information the way you want it, from real-time quotes and wireless access for those who like speed, to market analysis from Lehman Brothers for those who like figures.
Sorry, stop order.
Power Street at Fidelity.com. System availability and response time may be subject to market conditions.
Look out. There's a new faucet in town. Introducing the new pull-out spray from Delta with a radical new design, combining beauty, practicality, and just a touch of attitude. Delta, the faucet.
No down payment. Low financing on Honda Valkyries and Goldwings. Low payments on Valkyrie, Shadows, and Magnas with the Honda card. It's the road to savings. Incredible deals on some incredible Hondas. So hurry to your Honda dealer during the road to savings.
(47-29), 5 minutes to go in the second half. Don't forget, coming up tomorrow, a lot of games for you on CBS. Florida Duke, Tulsa, Miami, Seton Hall, Oklahoma State, and some heroes potentially. Shane Battier averaging 18 points. Johnny Hemsley, Leonard Hamilton star down at Miami. And there is Stromile Swift. A lot of players talk about wanting to leave school early to play in the NBA. But when you play in the NBA, you're going to face double teams every night. That's something this young man has to learn. So college right now, a good place for him. Penny. And the weak side rebound, Bashera.
LSU really needs to try to get some more pressure on the basketball on the defensive end. And there's Rowland. Draws the foul from Bryant. And I think that LSU still has time in this game. Rowland, with the penetration, has been pretty effective when he's tried it.
Rowland backing down on Bryant. Baseline pull up. And he gets the bounce.
Wisconsin cannot afford to help Bryant out with Rowland because they're trying to help out inside against the big guys, particularly Stromile Swift. So Rowland looks like he has an opportunity to operate. Wisconsin very patient anyway, but they can be extra patient now.
Bryant for three. And the rebound goes to LSU. Bashera brings it up the floor. Under 4 to go. In the corner, Williams hits it.
And LSU beginning to make a move. They're in a situation where they've got to score just about every time down, but now they've chopped that lead to 13. Wisconsin still needs some baskets.
19, the largest lead of the game. Wisconsin defeated Arizona in the second round in Salt Lake City, 66-59. Whistle and foul.
Got rolling.
3:30 to go, second half of play. Wisconsin up 47-34.
Meet the inspiration behind the truck. We thought of them when we gave it the most powerful V8 of any 4x4 pickup. We thought of them when we gave it a bigger extended cab than Ford F-150 or Dodge Ram. Maybe that's why Chevy Silverado owners think so highly of the truck. Now ranked most appealing full-sized pickup by J.D. Power and Associates. Silverado, it's the truck from Chevy.
Select road. Validating tires.
With BF Goodrich tires, it's any road you choose. BF Goodrich tires, take control.
Enterprise? You rented our car from Enterprise?
Yeah.
Why Enterprise?
Because they pick us up. Free.
A free pickup? Wow. They ought to be #1.
They are #1.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
There's nothing going on here tonight. Ever notice if you rub your eyes for a while, you start to see little stars and stuff?
You see?
No, I don't see anything.
You gotta rub harder.
Red dots, okay? Is that what I'm... This is great.
Wait.
You see it?
Oh, yeah.
I got flashes.
Whoa.
I see blurry blobs. 2 of them.
Ooh, lightning.
It's like a French painting.
Big night out.
Tiny amoebas marching together.
Grab a Miller Lite. It's Miller time.
It's on me, guys.
Thanks. See, that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
And the game reset. 3:30 to go in the second half of play. 47-34. The CBS Sportsline stat of the game. Turnovers. 25 the season high for the Tigers. They've turned it over 23 times tonight. Only 7 for Wisconsin. And the Cheeseheads are all smiles so far.
But the Cheeseheads are not out of the woods yet.
Get complete NCAA tournament coverage at cbs.sportsline.com.
Here LSU with the double team. They very nearly come up with a steal.
Iowa State beating UCLA 80-56.
And that sets up a great Iowa State-Michigan State matchup.
Now Dewaney double team. And a timeout called by the Badgers. 3:20 to go. 47-34.
At Morgan Stanley Dean Witter, we do not measure success by our resources, our accomplishments, or by the respect and accolades we receive from our peers. To us, there is only one true measure of success. Yours. How do you measure success? At Morgan Stanley Dean Witter, we measure success one investor at a time.
A look at the game reset. Gus Johnson, Dan Bonner with you. 47-34 the score. 3:20 to go.
And interestingly enough, 47-34, that is only a 5-possession game. And so LSU still very much in this game. They can get a couple of stops, not necessarily steals, but get some stops and convert down on the other end.
Mike Kelly along with Bryant, Vershaw, Boone, and Kowski. LSU drops back into a zone. Kelly. 3 minutes to go here in the second half of play. 47-34. Wisconsin leads LSU.
And it's been a story of the Wisconsin defense. LSU picking it up on the offensive end the last couple of minutes. And they still have a shot here. They've got to stop. Now they need to get a conversion.
The winner to advance to the Elite Eight to face Purdue, who knocked off Gonzaga today, 75-66. And a look at the game summary. LSU 36% shooting, Wisconsin 36% shooting. But look at the turnovers. 23 for the Tigers. They're high this year, 25 against Arkansas. And Swift, who has been double teamed from the very beginning of this game. Strohmeyer with 6 points. He has only attempted 3 shots.
Kelly that last time just dropped down and prevented him from getting the basket. Going to make him earn it from the free throw line. And now, since they have scored off the free throw, they can set the pressure.
Swift guarding the ball. And here's Kelly. Taxis into the front court. Oh, dangerous pass stolen. Williams. And good.
So suddenly it's a 9-point game.
And Kowski fouled by Williams. John Brady still rooting on his team on the LSU sideline. 9-0 run for the Tigers.
Got to make short passes against the trap, and Boone gets trapped and floats it up there, and Williams just does a great job coming to get the ball and then scoring the tough basket. LSU only has 5 team fouls this half, so they're going to have to foul again.
Badgers trying to play keep away in the corner. Bryant winds up and buries it. Big three-pointer. 15 points for John Bryant. And a whistle and foul.
Wisconsin has been struggling to get points the last couple of minutes, but Bryant breaks free, and even though you're in a zone, you got to find him. He had the big game against Fresno State in the first round. The bench reaction, you know why they're happy. They're back in a double-digit lead.
Taurus Bright at the free throw line. It's the first one to go.
Bright, the co-freshman of the year in the SEC.
Both free throws good, and they set up the full court pressure. 10-point game, 2:03 to go. Bryant inbounding. Boone goes up high to get it, and quickly over the line, and he's mugged by Jamari Smith.
Dick Bennett is very, very upset. That's team foul number 6. So it'll be Wisconsin's ball out of bounds. He very nearly took his head off. Now the officials, they have the option, if there is excessive contact, to call an intentional foul. Smith sticks his hand out and just really almost tears his ear off.
Now Boone draws the foul up top. Williams is third. 1-1 now for Wisconsin.
Boone, a 75% free throw shooter, almost 76%. So Wisconsin comfortable having him at the free throw line. But this is a game that Wisconsin's defense has put them in a position to win. And now it appears they're going to have to cash in from the free throw line to seal it.
That's the first one to go.
Gus Boone, a very interesting story. A local Madison kid who went away to junior college and came back to Wisconsin. A lot of high expectations for him by the local community. But he's really had a tough time this season adjusting to Dick Bennett's system.
Missed the second. Kowski with the rebound. And a new shot clock for the Badgers. Wisconsin a minute and 51 away from advancing to the Elite Eight.
And LSU not having much good fortune in the guys they're putting on the free throw line. Kelly also shoots over 70% from the line.
Dick Bennett's team is knocked off a 9. Fresno State a #1 Arizona. And now they're trying to knock off the 4 seed in the West. The Badgers, who finished 8-8 in the Big Ten, a bubble team, and they are a minute and 51 away from advancing to the Elite Eight.
And the interesting thing about it, the win that probably gets them for sure in the NCAA tournament was their win in the Big Ten tournament against Purdue.
52-40. Now Bright. Smith for 3. Boom! Wowed it down. Got up high. Bryant the other way. Kowski. And the finish. The Wisconsin Badgers. Surprise, surprise, they're up 54-40. Bright. Boone again with the one-hand rebound. And he gets style points for that one. So in the next round, 1:19 to go. Wisconsin, Purdue, they've met 3 times this year. Wisconsin with a 2-1 advantage, including knocking Purdue out in the first round of the Big Ten tournament.
Gus, an interesting little note. Purdue and Wisconsin first played one another in 1906, and it was 94 years before they met in the postseason, the first time being that Big Ten tournament game. Now it looks like they'll be twice in 2 weeks.
You were a senior that year, right? Boone gets the first one to go. And here's a fact for you. The last conference with 3 teams in the Elite Eight, the Big Ten in '92, Michigan, Ohio State, and Indiana.
And they're going to have 3 teams, and it's 3 different teams. That says something about the strength of the conference, the depth of that strength.
1:18 remaining, 56-40. Bryant leans in. Swift fouled and one. Maybe a little too late, though, for LSU.
Stromile Swift does a great job putting the ball on the deck and flying to the basket. That's the first time tonight he's been able to do it. And with 1 minute and 3 seconds left and down 14, you're right. It's probably too little, too late.
Tremendous talent, Stromile Swift. But he learned something today, facing Dick Bennett's double-teaming defense. 56-43. Timeout, Wisconsin. And back to the pit after this.
At Morgan Stanley Dean Witter, we do not measure success by our resources, our accomplishments, or by the respect and accolades we receive from our peers. To us, there is only one true measure of success. Yours. How do you measure success? At Morgan Stanley Dean Witter, we measure success one investor at a time.
56-43. Wisconsin leads LSU, 1:03 to go. We'll reset it for you one more time. With 1:03 remaining. There you have it. Both teams over the limit. 2 timeouts remaining for the Badgers, 1 for the Tigers.
LSU has got to get some steals, and failing the steals, they've got to foul immediately.
Kelly turns it over. 1 minute to go. Bashera skip past Smith all alone. It's short. Vershaw with the rebound. Now the Badgers just need to play keep away, and there's the foul. And the Chevrolet most valuable players of the game are, how about for Wisconsin, the entire defense. They forced 23 turnovers. And Jabari Smith, 12.7 rebounds for LSU. And Bryant with the first.
And Bryant has been the big offensive weapon for Wisconsin. 16 points thus far this evening.
Jabari Smith comes out of the game for the Tigers. And there's Mrs. Bennett. Ann Bennett. She's been with her husband, 11 years as a high school coach, 10 years at Wisconsin Green Bay, 9 years at Wisconsin Stevens Point. Big moment for the Bennett family. His son Tony on the bench with him as a manager. Williams. And the rebound and stick back by Swift. Now Boone fouled at midcourt with 29.6 remaining.
Jabari Smith, an outstanding career at LSU. Junior college transfer, 2 very, very solid seasons.
And you see the emotion on the faces of these players playing in the NCAAs. For Jabari, a great career coming to an end. And the bracket. It will be Wisconsin and Purdue for a trip to the Final Four.
And the Big Ten becomes the first conference with a guaranteed entrant into the Final Four.
Now Bright, Bashera almost stripped. Short. Boone with the rebound and a foul. 59-45 to score, 19.4 remaining. The Wisconsin Badgers on their feet. They have a big date with the Boilers.
Now LSU, as you see Jabari Smith on the bench, LSU faced a Wisconsin team, and I guarantee you, Gus, the Tigers never faced anything like what they saw tonight in terms of the Wisconsin defense. The Boilermakers from Purdue, though, have seen this 3 times this year. Little bit of a different kind of challenge for Wisconsin on Saturday.
Coach Bennett, he's going to clear his bench.
Net 1, Pearl 2.
Bingo! Mr. Barkley wins again.
These days, it's never too early to think about retirement. Maybe that's why so many people go to Schwab.com. In a few steps, you can open a Roth, a traditional IRA, or a rollover, invest in a range of funds, and plan for the future. Because retirement...
You got the upper.
...comes sooner than you think.
$59-45, a sea of red in the stands celebrating. Different story on the LSU side. Great season though for the Tigers. They will end 28-6. Regular season co-champs in the SEC. But the Badgers survive and advance. Boone at the line, ready to shoot. Here's Swift. In the corner, Bashera. It's the jump shot, a 3, with 11.5 remaining.
And if you're LSU, you're wondering where was that a little earlier.
Knocked out of bounds. Tigers refusing to quit. So what do you say about this team and their chances against Purdue?
Gus, I tell you, I don't know that I've ever seen a defensive effort like this tonight. The only word that I can use to describe it is unbelievable. And if they play defense like that, they can beat anybody in the country. The issue for Wisconsin is whether they can score consistently enough to complement that defense. And in the second half, Dick Bennett's squad came out and shot the ball very well early, jumped out to the lead, and then they've been able to hang on.
Big Ten, very physical conference. As Davis hits the first. And the second. 61-48. Picked up. Right for 3. Knocked away. Out of bounds with 1.3 remaining. There they are, the Wisconsin Badgers. Inbound it, and they are heading into the Elite 8. Tremendous game plan by Dick Bennett, the head coach at Wisconsin, and they win it 61-48. For Dan Bonner and Beth Mowens, Gus Johnson saying so long. Coming up in a moment, Greg Gumbel from New York.
Team inherits Pizza Hut empire.
We're going to create the ultimate cheese pizza.
Is one cheese ultimate? I don't think so.
6 cheeses. That was me. I'm off to Wisconsin to get some more cheese.
The new Ultimate Cheese Pizza, loaded with the topping of your choice. 6 kinds of cheese, 50% more of it, and an incredible price. $8.99 medium, large, just $2 more.
It's a good price. We're not millionaires.
Well, you are.
Oh, yeah.
The Ultimate Cheese Pizza from Pizza Hut. Another one of the best pizzas under one roof.
Sickness, the final frontier. Lice?
You got it.
Thank you. Boils. The train's coming into the station. It's just not stopping. That's the one. Anything for that?
Yahtzee!
See you next week. Even at the drugstore, you can do more with the American Express card.
All right, Kowalski, Russo,
O'Brien.
The rest of you.
See you next week. Pipe down!
Until now, there has been a wall between you and the tools of serious trading. That wall is coming down. The information and technology professionals use to trade is now available to everyone. Daytech Online. The rules are changing.
Hey! He's in the garage.
Hey!
If you're going to have a garage, have a garage. And if you're going to use an oil, use an oil. Pennzoil with Pure Base, specially formulated for stop-and-go driving.
Like what I've done with the place? Hey, what does this do? Well, that opens up the roof so I can airlift anything in or out of the garage.
Stop. Go. Pennzoil. And keep your car smelling just the way you like it. Ultra Norsk air fresheners. Over 35 fragrances.
Back in New York, we remind you, coming up next, once we wind down here in our studio, your late local news, followed by the Late Show with David Letterman. Dave's guests tonight, Kevin Spacey and the Eurythmics. The Wisconsin Badgers just wound down a 61-48 victory over LSU. Let's go back to the pit in Albuquerque. Dan Bonner is there. Dan.
Thanks, Greg. Dick Bennett, an absolutely outstanding defensive effort by your squad tonight. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, it was mostly effort. The kids, you know, this is funny, but we watch Purdue play, and they play so darn hard. I said, you see what that does? You see that extra effort. We always have admired that in Purdue. I said, we got to carry that same mantle tonight. And I thought we played hard. We worked very hard against the big kids, but I thought the key was on the perimeter where we didn't give them a lot of comfort looks.
Now, your team struggled shooting the ball, but Brian finally got it going, and you shot the ball very well early in the second half. Was that a big key for you?
Yeah, it was. You know, we were kind of in between, wondering, should we be going at the basket or should we be eating clock? You know, you get into that, and that hesitation, I think, affected us a little bit, but you know, anyone who's seen us play offense for a long time says, no, you probably were on top of your game offensively.
Well, Dick, congratulations. Thank you very much.
Okay, Dan, good seeing you.
Back to you now, Greg.
All right, Dan, thank you. Congratulations indeed to Coach Bennett. 61-48, Wisconsin defeats LSU, and that sets up a ball game with Purdue. You know, when you play a team for the fourth time in one season, it's going to get, there are no secrets.
There really aren't, but talk about this Wisconsin defense. I've got a saran wrap defense phrase. That's super strength. Saran wrap defense by Wisconsin. Just fabulous job at the defensive end.
All right, Clark, we'll take a time out here, and when we come back, we'll update you on all the evening's festivities and update the brackets for you when we continue from New York in just a moment.
Looks like it may rain.
Yeah.
With 1-800-COLLECT, you save a buck or two. So why doesn't everyone use it? It's so simple. You use 1-800-COLLECT to make that call, right?
Oh, I forgot.
Forgot? You forgot. 1-800-COLLECT. Collect call is so simple.
Well, I've been up all night studying, man. I was just studying all night.
It's like the number is 1-800-COLLECT. Okay, write it down. It'll save you big bucks. Have you heard of paper?
Yeah.
1-800-COLLECT. Save a buck or two.
In my games, what I'm trying to create are these fantastic experiences that kind of go beyond the experiences of normal life. So what I was doing here was something I'd seen my father do on Skylab to create artificial gravity. Merrill Lynch has managed to allow me to fund my creative activities. John's listened to me as an investor. He's been able to understand my needs and engineer a plan to get me there. My next goal is to be able to buy a flight into space.
Call it a bonanza, an extravaganza. It's how you save on tires. Now at Pep Boys, all 35,000-mile tires are 4 for only $99, and all 70,000-mile tires 4 for $169. Pep Boys. Cars like us. People love us.
Anyone been to Wendy's lately?
I have.
Why don't they have the Monterey Ranch chicken sandwich anymore?
That's marketing for you.
Well, I want to get one ASAP.
Who is this Dave 256?
Hi.
It's back. Wendy's Monterey Ranch.
We told you about Wisconsin's victory over LSU in the other West Region game in Albuquerque. Purdue knocked off Gonzaga 75-66. So in the West Region final tomorrow, it'll be a Big Ten matchup between Wisconsin and Purdue. The Badgers have won 2 of 3 meetings so far this season. In the Midwest Region games today, UCLA falls to Iowa State 80-56, and they will move on to play Michigan State. The Spartans knocked off Syracuse 75-58. That sets up the Midwest region as the only region with a #1 seed meeting a #2. Michigan State will meet Iowa State on Saturday. I want to remind you, we'll come your way again tomorrow evening, 7:30 Eastern Time. #5 Florida meets #1 Duke from Syracuse. Tulsa will play Miami in Austin in Game 2. Syracuse, Seton Hall, Oklahoma State, and in Austin, it'll be North Carolina and Tennessee. You see any upsets in the making?
Well, there certainly could be a possibility with Florida and Duke. Florida's depth, spurt ability, and rebounding is something that has to concern Duke. I think they've got a chance. And then the North Carolina-Tennessee game, North Carolina, if they can handle the speed of Tennessee, I think they may have a chance to pull the surprise.
We'll remember that about this time tomorrow night that you
I'm
said
sure
that.
you'll revisit it when we get back here.
That'll do it for us for this evening. We thank you for being with us. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll look for you again 7:30 Eastern tomorrow night. For Clark Kellogg and for all of us here at CBS, I'm Greg Gumbel. Good night, everyone.